So this video was prompted by my mother. My mother was over here a little while ago. And usually when she comes over here, we get into these fucking heated debates or arguments or whatever. They debates to me, but usually when I'm debating people, they end up being upset. So I call them arguments. But we were just talking about, responsibility and accountability for the most part. So, and I've thought about this before, and with the coronavirus and the environment and the planet and all this shit, and there was, I think, I was talking to a friend of mine. He had told me about a TED talk that Bill Gates had did a while ago, and he was talking about, the biggest problem with the earth is too many people on it. So population control, basically. But it's a genius idea for scientists and people and government and all this other shit. And it's kind of adopted from what China did because they have billions and billions of people. But if you want to save the planet, and we know there's too many people that may be on the planet, and we have poverty all over the world. And I'm not suggesting that we do whatever all over the world because I don't live in these other countries. But just here in America, and we're not half the size of China. But with poverty and population control and people wasting and, landfills and plastics, you ever thought about just, putting a restriction on how many kids a couple or a single person can have? Now, ignorance will oppose this. Like, you can't tell me what to do and what am I doing. But if you can't fucking take care of your fucking productivity or whatever happens, then maybe you shouldn't be doing it. So whether you're single or you were in a relationship or married, you have a 2-kid minimum. And that means that's with or without government assistance, medical and financially. Now, if you can afford to have 12 kids and you can take care of them outside of the first 2, then knock your motherfucking self out. Now, if you refuse to, adhere to these guidelines, then we're not responsible for every other kid that you have outside the 2. That's your responsibility. So this would hold people more accountable for having kids. It's not, I didn't do this. So a lot of times we have people who have kids, and whether the father sticks around or if the father's around or whatever may happen. And this doesn't mean that we're telling women to do what to do with their body. No, we're saving the planet. We're going to eradicate poverty. So there ain't got nobody pulling no money out their ass and taking care of this and that, and people coming up with all these different fucking political points to speak on because you have 2 kids. Now, if you can have as many kids as you want, as long as you, outside of the first 2, can take care of them. Now, how is this wrong? So if you go out and have kids after that, and you continue to have them, there will be consequences for your actions. And I don't think that's like out of the ordinary or is wrong. So you keep on having kids for what? So the rest of the society can take care of them? That's irresponsibility, period. And a lot of that goes on today. My mother brought up the point of, for mothers and people who are poor and who have kids, especially when it comes to African Americans, we are old, this and that. We haven't got our reparation, all that bullshit. Stop. That shit ain't gonna never happen because it ain't happened yet. And how long are we gonna keep being victims? As I say, this is just like even a woman being in an abusive relationship. Well, I love him, but you continue to stay in there, he kicking your ass. Whose fault is that? Unless he's tracking you down and this and that, he can say, I'm sorry 1,000 times, but if he's constantly abusing you, you continue to stay there. Whose fault is that? So we don't have to go through all these extreme measures. We wouldn't have to worry about all this extra poverty if we took accountability for ourselves. And I don't see how this isn't a bad idea at all. This is population control that is at its best. So everybody knows that, okay, you allotted two children and as many more as you can have if you have the ability to take care of them. So that don't mean that people got kids now, then we automatically know this is starting from a certain time. Now, even if you have a lot of kids and the community, your uncles and cousins or friends and family want to help you take care of them, so be it. But as long as it doesn't fall back on the burden of the people. Now, I would love to hear any rebuttals to this and to say why this is not correct. Because there's no, it won't be that many motherfucking people in jail. We can all that. All the numbers that we complain about when it's poverty, crime, and all that shit, I think all that shit will go down. But see, our government is not going to do that, because then what does that do? It takes away from corporate motherfucking America. So there's a documentary series that's on Netflix right now. It's called History 101. I would suggest everybody go watch it. And when you start watching, skip to the third episode, and watch what they tell you about China and what China is doing. This would then lead you into understanding why Trump came out America first. We're going to make America great again, and why he wouldn't levy all them fucking taxes, them tariffs on China, and why this whole virus shit, America and China, because he's trying, the goal is to stop China from overtaking America as the first number one economical country in the world. That's what the fucking goal is. See, not paying attention. So that's just what I came on to say. This, I ain't got no fucking jokes, and I ain't got no other shit to talk about right now. And it's sad that we're not paying attention, and we're sad that we don't know how to act as a society, as a human being, because we haven't been taught that. We are taught to be selfish motherfuckers and to be entertained by bullshit and not to think for ourselves. And it's a shame. It is. It really is. So I'm out this motherfucker. I got some neighbors out here, the sons out, these motherfuckers out here arguing and yelling and screaming in the motherfucking parking lot. I'm so sick of this shit. And I don't even live in the fucking, I stay a block over from the fucking forum, from the forum where the Bucks play. But niggas gonna be niggas, I guess. Right? Yeah. And that's no disrespect to the people of again, I'm not black. That's not what my skin, but that has no relevance on the color of my skin or my race or whatever. Because Caucasian people I can fool all the time. If you watch Cops, them motherfuckers, she hit me first. Them motherfuckers stay drunk and acting a fool. So ignorance is across the board.